It happened exactly 1 year ago. Something I'll never forget. Our final exams were drawing near, and the pressure was suffocating. The school, sensing our desperation, decided to keep the library open until midnight, a rare and eerie privilege. I lived close by, and since I found peace in the silence of bookshelves and old paper, I chose to study there every evening instead of at home. That night, I left my house around 6, unaware that this would be unlike any other evening. The sky was already bruising with darkness as I stepped into the library's hollow silence. Hours slipped by unnoticed as I drowned in notes and textbooks. By the time I glanced at the clock, it was 10 p.m. A strange chill crept up my spine. I had never stayed this late before. Usually by 8 p.m., there were at least a few students scattered around, but now there was only me and silence. A deep, unnatural silence. I told myself I just needed 15 more minutes, just a little longer, and then I could go home. But then I heard it. A limp, a dragging, uneven footstep echoing between the shelves. At first, I thought it might be a janitor or another student, but as the sound got closer, my heartbeat quickened. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The rhythm of the footsteps wasn't human. I grabbed my bag and ran out into the long corridor outside the library. It stretched endlessly in front of me, the lights above flickering slightly. At the far end was the exit, and standing just before it was a woman. She didn't move. She just stood there, still, unnatural, almost as if she wasn't entirely real. The closer I got, the more a sickening dread built inside me. I couldn't make out her face, but her presence made my skin crawl. With a trembling voice, I called out, "Who's there?" She vanished. Gone. Not a sound, not a trace. I didn't waste another second. I bolted through the door and into the cold night, but something felt off. The street that was usually alive even at night was now dead silent, not a single soul in sight. Even the wind had disappeared. Exhausted and shaking, I kept my head down and walked quickly. That's when I saw it. A shadow, long, stretching out across the pavement, reaching toward me. But there was no one nearby. I slowly looked up, and there she was again, the same woman. She was walking in front of me now, her movements twisted and slow, her body misshapen. Her clothes were filthy, torn and clinging to her like old rags. Her hair was wild, tangled like she had clawed at it for years, and her limbs were bent in ways that made my stomach turn. I caught up to her without trying. Too close. Close enough to see her up close. That's when she stopped. Without turning, she asked, in a voice that sounded like it had been scraped from a broken throat, "Did you see my daughter?" I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. My mouth was dry, my mind frozen with terror. I just pointed, anywhere but here, and whispered, "She went that way." Without a word, she began to limp in that direction, slowly vanishing into the darkness. I stood there, paralyzed, until she was out of sight. Then I ran. I didn't care about pain or hunger. I just ran. I needed to find someone, anyone, a car, a light, a voice. And then she screamed. A piercing, soul-tearing scream from the darkness behind me. "She is here!" That's the last thing I remember. When I woke up, I was lying in my bed. My neighbor told me he found me passed out on the street and carried me home. He also told me something else, something I still can't fully comprehend. Back in 1998, a woman named Agatha lived nearby. She had a 10-year-old daughter who went to Eden Hill School, my school. One day, the little girl died in a tragic accident while playing with her friends. Agatha never recovered. She lost her mind, and then she vanished. Since then, people have claimed to see a twisted, broken woman wandering the halls of the school and the empty streets nearby, endlessly searching, calling out, begging, looking for her lost daughter. They say she's still searching, and if she asks you, "Did you see my daughter?" whatever you do, don't lie.